soldiers of the Canadian Siberian Expeditionary Force in Vladivostok, Russia, in 1919. These soldiers were a part of the Allied intervention in the Russian Civil War, which backed the White Russian monarchy against the Red Soviet uprising. Budapest, 1945. During the 50-day siege of Budapest, an airplane crashed into an apartment building. Captain Carlo Montu, front, the first pilot ever to be wounded in combat, he was shot and wounded near Tobruk, Libya during the Italian-Turkish War in 1912. A solemn crowd gathers outside the stock exchange in New York City after the stock market crash of 1929. An infantryman from the U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division goes out on a one-man sortie while covered by a comrade in the background near Bra, Belgium, on Christmas Eve, 1944. A man adjusts the antenna of the first television set to be installed in a taxi, Chicago, 1948. A left front view of a U-2 reconnaissance aircraft parked on the flight deck of the aircraft carrier USS America, CV-66, 1969. Peacetime cavalry passing the time in the 1930s. First April 1945, in the largest amphibious assault of the Pacific Theater, U.S. Army, Marines, and Fifth Fleet invade the island of Okinawa. The fierce 82-day battle lasted until June 22, 1945-1950, pendulum pounding into a plastic helmet worn for testing by Dr. Charles F. Lombard of the University of Southern California Department of Aviation Physiology. This was part of a program planned to improve equipment, especially headgear for football players. U.S. Marines drag a casualty down a street to an ambulance in Hue, Vietnam, February 4, 1968. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Center with kid in front of him and some of his companions, circa 1899. South of Kurdistan, Jewish Kurdish women, 1934. Albert Einstein loved sailing but didn't even know how to swim, 1939. Werner von Braun, former Nazi rocket scientist and later NASA scientist, as part of Operation Paperclip, with wounded arm in a cast after surrendering to the American military. May 3, 1945. Frida Kahlo by Tony Frissell, 1937. The 4 torpedo tubes of UB-110, a German submarine that was sunk and risen in 1918. Juventus fans spill over a collapsing concrete wall at Heysel Stadium as they flee charging Liverpool fans from the adjacent terrace. 600 people were injured and 39 were killed, crushed against the wall or trampled by other supporters attempting to escape. May 29, 1985. Admiration for Mona Lisa, Moscow, 1974. Laika, a mixed-breed dog, was the first living being in orbit. She was launched on the Soviet Union's Sputnik 2 mission in November 1957. Ludgate Hill, London, 1920. French battleship Richelieu, with her anti-aircraft guns already mothballed on her last cruise on February 21, 1956.